And for that, I'm joined by Nicholas Rushworth, our press reviewer. Hello, Nicholas.
Good morning, Laura.
Right, so what's the big story in the French press today?
The main story in most of the papers is the arrival of the Pope in Madrid. There you can see him in his Pope-mobile being acclaimed rapturously by supporters. Also making the headlines, terrorist attacks in Israel. There you can see 8 dead. Le Figaro reporting that the border between Egypt and Israel is a new front line for the Israelis, and the problem being that apparently, according to the paper, since the fall of President Hosni Mubarak, there have been fewer checks in the Sinai Desert. Armed groups are setting up shop there, and they are they've moved into a place near Eilat to carry out a killing spree of three episodes. Also covering that is Rue 89, the web paper run by former journalists of Libération, and there you can see the Egyptian border, a new front line for Israel, and it says the tension is coming as a key deadline approaches. That is the 20th of September. That's when the Palestinians will announce their bid for UN membership and hence recognition of statehood.
Well, let's move on to here in France, a former French Prime Minister apparently getting involved with talks on Libya.
That man is Dominique de Villepin. He is Nicolas Sarkozy's arch-rival, and he is in the press, but he's also been quite discreet about it, saying he can't make any comments specifically about talks, but has acknowledged that he's been to the Tunisian resort of Djerba and has met envoys of Colonel Gaddafi, and he has extensive experience in the region, but he says, yes, he was asked to take part, but so far no one is saying who asked him to do so. The Élysée is certainly denying that it's sent Villepin to Djerba for those talks. Le Parisien covered that story first on Thursday, saying that there you can see the headline, "The Mysterious Diplomatic Trips of Dominique de Villepin." Of course, he's made several trips to the region, apparently, in great secret over the last few months.
OK, now let's move to that Pope story that you mentioned a little bit earlier. What are the papers saying about his trip to Spain for World Youth Day?
Well, Le Parisien, Aujourd'hui en France, one of the big papers here, has that headline, Entre ferveur et tension, between fervor and tension. So yes, there is a rapturous applause for the arrival of the Supreme Pontiff, but on the other hand, there is a negative side. There have been clashes between what have been called laïcards, pro-secular activists, who clashed with pilgrims on Wednesday and before the Pope's arrival, and they're angry about this Catholic Church window, World Youth Day, which promotes the Catholic Church around the world. Now, of course, the paper, Le Parisien, is arguing that this all has to be seen in the context of general discontent about the economy in Spain. Los Indignados have been holding protests around Spain, the indignant ones, furious at austerity measures that are hitting youth unemployment over 20% in Spain. And it talks to one young man, Juan Lopez, saying that he's not opposed to the Pope as such, but, well, he thinks that money should not go on spending for him to be there. Instead, any money that's available should go much better to the famine victims in Somalia.
OK, well, let's move to the left-wing daily Libération now. They're leading on the United States and President Obama's bus trip in the Midwest to try and bump up support.
There he is. Barack Obama sucking on his ice cream as he heads out to the Midwest, and the paper there saying that he's trying to bump up his support, selling himself as a man of consensus after all that nasty partisan squabbling we saw over the US debt crisis a few weeks ago. Now, he is sinking in the opinion polls there. In the editorial Passif, you can see there, it says it's sunk to 40%. The editorial says he has disappointed, and that's because of the economy, but the paper argues you cannot rule him out of the race for the White House next year just as yet. He's a great campaigner, and he knows how to talk to people as intelligent adults.
OK, and just finally, a quick story to finish as well about champagne.
Back to Le Parisien, it's got a nice little piece that, in fact, the harvesting for the champagne crop, there you see, Aujourd'hui en France, Le Parisien, the champagne harvesting begins today, and we're going to have a great year if you can afford it.
Of course, with the financial crisis, perhaps that won't be the case. Thanks very much indeed, Nicholas, for that look at all today's French newspapers.